Hey everyone, RetroTechy here. I thought I'd do a video today just about showing you some of the bigger box video games that I've collected over the past couple of years. Now, understand, everything here is not necessarily things that I grew up playing, but it's things I found locally. I'm just going to put it out there, I don't like to pay a lot for games, especially the less collectible ones. But I've been going to flea markets, been going to different stores around the area, seeing what I can find and the prices. Now, some of these are sealed, some of these are not. Some of these I've played, some of these I have not. So if you see something here that you think I should be playing, or something you played as a kid, or something you're like, wow, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Now, definitely a game that I used to play as a kid was this Lemmings here. Now, this is not a copy from when I was a child, but I always played it on my friends' computers, and even growing up on different systems, it was always one of my favorite games. If those of you haven't played Lemmings, you're just trying to get them to the end of a puzzle. You're trying to save their lives, try to get them to the end. Different lemmings can do different things, from stopping other lemmings to exploding to what have you, trying to lead them on a course. So definitely this is one of my favorite parts of my collection. Here are just a few Space Quest 4 I picked up locally. I think it was about $10 Canadian. It is complete in box. I just really love the look of the box. It's full, the discs are full, the manuals, everything's inside, and I just love that artwork. Robin Hood, Larry. Now, this is a game that Leisure Suit Larry's that I probably should not have been playing as a kid. Again, these are not my copies from when I was a child, but I did definitely play them at a friend's house, assuming the parents knew what we were playing. They're always a good time. I've always loved Leisure Suit Larry games. They're just so much fun, and honestly, I recommend it to everybody. Carmen Sandiego. Unfortunately, these are missing some of the inserts, like the almanac and the desk encyclopedia, but the games are entirely here. I used to play games like these as a kid, and I definitely do remember the cartoon. And it was a TV show that growing up I used to watch as well. Mega Race. This is something else I just found locally in a thrift store. Is Windows 98 games, and the reason I honestly picked this up is the Earthworm Jim game was definitely something that I wanted to add to the collection. Now, the Strike Eagle, the F-17A, F-19, I've never been one too into these war simulation games, but I found them locally for very cheap prices. I think they were about 40% off even after the sticker price, so they were complete. Wolfpack, Red Storm Rising, again, not necessarily the kind of games that I grew up playing. I think it would be a little bit older for me. Operation Crusader, Harpoon. Now, this one is not too exciting. I mean, I've never been too into football, but I just could not resist a sealed copy of a game. I mean, a big box sealed game is always great. And this technically, I'm trying to find where it says, this is not a game that was for a market here. I'm in Canada, by the way. So this was for Windows 98 and 95. Maybe one day I'll open it up. Again, I'm not necessarily the biggest soccer fan. Scrabble. Not much more to say about that. It is the Windows version. I believe I have the Mac version somewhere around here. The Blast Pack, again, sealed. I'm somebody who loves sealed software. Space Invaders, Hard Classics, Asteroids. All good games. I haven't opened it up because I actually have the originals of these games with my Atari 2600, so I don't really see the need for opening up the software here. Myst. Definitely remember playing Myst as a child. This is sealed. This will not be opened as well. It was definitely a fun game. It took a long time. I remember playing with friends. And then also I have Ribbon. While technically not entirely sealed, I do know that the software inside has not been opened, so the box has been opened, but inside it is closed. Casino Mogul, again, sealed software. Have not tried that one. Then my 4, I should say, tank games, so Panzer Commander, Panzer 44, Spearhead, and Tank Commander, again, all sealed. Maybe I'll break the seals on them someday. I mean, depending if someone has played them, it'd be great to know if it's worth opening it up or just keeping it as is. Now, this I found when going out thrifting one day. Now, it was set up at a booth actually outside, and when you see Doom, I mean, you can't resist it. It is shareware. It is not the full version of the game. I don't know if this is a Canadian-only shareware product. Again, is sealed, so that's definitely why I picked it up. It has a lot of other games: Alien Carnage, Megatron, Sandstorm. I've never seen this before or since, but I bought it in the booth that were selling these. Definitely had more, but it wasn't more of Doom. It was more of other games that I had not heard of. So maybe I should have picked them up, but you know what? I'm just happy that I added that to the collection. Another group of games that I picked up was from a local reseller online. This gentleman sells anything that he thinks has value in it, quite honestly. And he had a bunch of games, and I got him down to about $5-10 a game, as long as I picked up a whole bunch. So I'll just show you some things I had. Now, they're pretty bad condition, the boxes. However, he told me like all the games work, and I've been able to test a few of them, and yeah, they do work. They were in his storage unit. He said he had these from when he was a child. If any of you know different ways maybe for repairing these boxes, that would be great, because I don't like the condition that they're in, and I'd really like to showcase them. And one day I'm sure I'll pass them on to somebody else, and I'd like to be able to give them a nice clean copy. So everything in here has all the inserts, has everything that came with it. So Operation Clean Street, Paint, the Temple of Asphai trilogy, just really amazing artwork too. I mean, you definitely don't see this in games anymore. Super Pac-Man, I can guarantee that worked. I tried it right away. Tetris, just love it. I mean, just love this. It is one of my favorite box games, even though not exactly a big box game. It is definitely one of my favorites. And it's special RAM resident version enclosed. Next we have Jeopardy. So I picked this up, not with that gentleman, but at another store. They had gotten this. I think I got it very, very cheap. Math Maze. Not really a math game person, but, you know, it was with the gentleman. He had a whole bunch of games. Another Swift Paint. Just really cool looking. Test Drive. Now, this is definitely a game I played as a child. I would go to my neighbor's house and we would play this game, and we'd just go crazy with the car. It's one of my favorite games from my childhood. Again, it's just really disappointing that the box is just so beat up. And then next, these are my final 4, I should say, games that I've picked up for big box games. I found this locally. They listed as 2 for $20, but it kind of looks like it's about 4 separate games. So there's Dr. Doom's Revenge, and it features Amazing Spider-Man, Captain America. Be nice if someone could tell me if they've ever seen these before. So, yeah. So, I mean, there's different versions, it looks like, for both. So, I don't know if it says it here. Anyways, so there's that. And then I was able to find this from the same seller. So, X-Men from Paragon Software, and then The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, the funny things about these are, it's really hard to see. I don't know if I could do this one-handed. Yes, I can. But if you look at the disc, the label has been covered over. So, I'm not entirely sure why that is. I mean, it's on both versions, or both bags, I should say, of this software. So, if you go to the Amazing Spider-Man, excuse me, it's the same thing. So you see it says something topical Bible installation disc number 2. You can barely see it written underneath. So, I'm not entirely sure why that is. If anybody's ever seen this, I mean, I'd love if someone comments and just tell me why it's like that, or if they have any idea why it was printed like that. But these are honestly some of my favorite things in my collection. So I'll just show one more time. Again, everything here, I don't like to pay more than like $5 to $10, and I'm talking Canadian dollars, by the way, if you're American, for a game. So these are just some of my collection. I also have a collection of older Mac games and things like that, and maybe in another video I will show you. But I just thought for this video I would just show you just some of my PC collection, or at least my big box PC collection.